I was elected in 1970, took office in 71. At that time, that was the Pat Sullivan, Terry Beasley era, Coach Jordan, Coach Ralph Sugar Jordan. After I was elected, Auburn went to the Sugar Bowl that year, and I was designated to go down to represent the state of Alabama since I was an Auburn guy. I went and really got to know Coach Jordan there for the first time, really. And then later, he and I became closer friends, but he would come up occasionally just to visit the Capitol. And I asked him one day when he was in the office, I said, "Coach," I said, "just tell me, you've been successful." I said, "You got any advice for me?" I said, "One of these days I'm going to be out of this office and I'll be back in law practice." He said, "Yeah, I'll give you some just really good sound advice. You don't have to get this out of a book." I said, "Whatever you do it for the right reason and do it the right way." He said, "If you do that, you'll be successful. And if not successful, at least you'll be satisfied that you've done your best." When I ran for governor and was defeated, I ended up in debt, couldn't get a job. I was a lawyer, and while I was lieutenant governor, I had a lot of good friends in the various law firms. I sent out resumes to every firm that I had any connection with, hoping I'd get a good job. Did not get a single reply from anybody. No job, no nothing. So I was concerned because I had a wife and family, in debt, no job. So I went to see Judge Frank Johnson, Judge Frank M. Johnson, who was one of the reasons that Alabama broke through the segregation barriers. I went to see him and explained my plight, my situation. He said in Montgomery there are no trial lawyers, really, and in the state, relatively speaking, very few. He said, "I think that's what you ought to do." So I opened the office, and just gradually we started getting business and clients. I hired Frank Wilson to come in with me, who was right out of law school, had been a law clerk. And then Greg Allen, who now is Beasley Allen, he's the Allen and Beasley Allen, came in and wanted to be the law clerk. Now I think we have 85 lawyers and 225 support staff, maybe 250. And we've just been blessed, quite frankly. I really give God all the credit. I think he had a plan for me all along, and I was just slow realizing what it was. And when I finally came to my senses, and it took people like Frank Johnson, Bob James, and Coach Jordan, and others who sort of guided me in the right direction. I got a flu shot back a few weeks ago, and the nurse who made me fill out this form, and she saw my birth date being 12/12/35. She said, "My Lord," said, "you're still working?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Why?" All of a sudden, I realized I couldn't quit, because I think back about all the people, if they had not come to us where they'd have access to the system, access to justice, then they would have been shut out of that system, and they would have not received justice. And I knew that we had helped people, and I knew that we had changed corporate culture. So I could go through corporation after corporation after corporation where they changed because of litigation that we held. And it has saved lives, it has saved money, and justice generally has been done. There's a lot yet to be done, but at least we know that we've made a difference.